When you go to a library, okay, for young people who don't know what a library is, it's a big building full of books where you can go and borrow a book for a few days and take it home. Now you can do whatever you want with the book. Keep it on your shelf for aesthetic reasons. Read, the main purpose, or don't. Hey, I'm not gonna tell you what to do with the book, okay? But at the end of the day, when you have done with the book after a few days, you have to return the book and pay a fine. Nowadays, reading books might be this thing that only few people do. People in academia, people who read for entertainment. Most people read for like 5 to 7 books in a year. But back in 1800s, that might be the only source for learning something. There was no internet, no Google search for finding information. So there's this book called Antiquities of Athens, which is about Greek architecture. Sometime in the mid 1870s, borrowed from a public library in Kiama, a seaside town about 120 kilometers south of Sydney, Australia, and it was found by local Ross Simmons during the recent home renovations. Inside the tea crate bricked into a seaside fireplace and was returned to the public library after nearly around 150 years. This book was first published in 1850 and was in the public library that opened in 1872 in a rack 509 along with a collection of 1000 books. They have calculated the dues till death and it added up to 28,000 Australian dollars, which is about 19,500 US dollars, taking inflation into consideration. The library has since changed locations. The library is located on the railway parade now, but the Antiquities of Athens book that was borrowed, when it was borrowed, then the library was in the Kiama School of Arts building. According to this gentleman Ross Simmons, who is currently 77 years old, his great-great-grandfather John Simmons might have borrowed the book to help with his career, having worked as an apprentice stonemason in Westminster in the mid 1800s, and becoming an architect in Australia, and might have forgot to return it, or maybe he thought he lost it. Who knows? It is hard to tell what happened 2 generations earlier. My question is, how did this house never needed renovations for 2 generations? And how big is this house that for 2 generations people missed this book? Even this man found when he's 77. Also, the fact that this book survived for 150 years in a terrible condition and is still intact is even more surprising. Even the library manager Michelle Hudson told that there is no records of somebody borrowing the book at that time. And now they decided that they're not going to allow people to borrow the book anymore. They're going to add this book in the library's collection of significant items demonstrating their culture and heritage. When he was asked about being liable for the book's due payment, he said, "I've spent a lifetime dealing with irate customers, and being irate with customers himself. Just stick to your guns and say do your worst." The library manager also said that she follows libraries in social media where their books 30-40 years due was found when they're cleaning out estates and other stuff like that. So if your house is like 100 years old, maybe there is some book hidden in your house, or maybe your house needs another renovation and you will find out stuff that you have never thought about it. Thanks for watching and subscribe.